I would like to talk about Eastmouth, which is a fictional story. It's a short story written by Alison Moore in 2014, and it's about a young couple called Sonia and Peter, who are visiting Peter's parents in Eastmouth, a small and old-fashioned seaport in England. In Eastmouth, the term privacy is a rare concept, and that becomes very clear, quite clear to Sonia in quite early on in the visit. During the visit, she's a city girl which has a hard time uh, overcoming all of these new impressions and the fact that Eastmouth is so small. Especially Peter's mother, who she finds very curious and smothering. She has a hard time dealing with, and she comes to feel very claustrophobic. Peter, on the other hand, is thrilled to be home, and he indicates several times during the story that he could see himself and Sonia settling down in a town like Eastmouth when the time came. And now to my analysis. My analysis will mainly focus on the characterization of the main characters, because the differences between the two are the main reason for the problematics. Sonia, who's a handsome and fashionate city girl, which can be seen by her ambitions and her clothing. Her ambitions are to go to Las Vegas and start up a career. And her clothing, when she first arrives in Eastmouth, she's wearing a brightly colored jacket, which is very quickly taken away from her, though. One day when she wants to go for a walk, she wants to clear her head because it becomes too much for her. She cannot find her jacket, and when she asks Peter's mother for it, she's told that it didn't fit the climate of Eastmouth, or actually it didn't fit Eastmouth. So she is quickly helped into a big heavy coat, a big heavy beige coat, which she finds very dull, but she can't really say anything to it because Peter's mother insists, and this becomes a symbol of the differences between Sonia and Eastmouth. Peter's parents try very hard to make her fall in love with Eastmouth, but it has the opposite effect, and she feels suffocated. An example is the sticker on her suitcase, which said, "I heart Las Vegas." And already on the first night during their visit, she notices that the Las Vegas part has been crossed out with a big fat marker and replaced with Eastmouth instead. Also, Peter's father at one point compares Las Vegas to Eastmouth to try to kind of loosen up and make her see that Eastmouth isn't as bad. He compares the lights of Las Vegas to Eastmouth's to the lights on Eastmouth's prom, but it really does have the exact opposite effect again, and Sonia does not find it very flattering at all. She also feels very pressured by all of these expectations that are to her. And to this I have a quote. "I think Peter's glad to be home," says Sonia. "And what about you?" "I don't live here," says Sonia. She's surprised that Peter's mother does not know this. "You didn't grow up here," agrees Peter's mother. And in this passage, Peter's mother says that even though Sonia hasn't grown up here in Eastmouth, Eastmouth will still be her home. This is where she belongs now. Even though Sonia does not feel the least bit at home, and she really does not feel comfortable in Eastmouth. She also describes a negative pregnancy test, which she takes during the visit. The little blue flat line, she describes as a horizon seen through an airplane window, and the test becomes a symbol of the fact that she really wants to go away and leave Eastmouth. The big differences between Sonia and Peter are crucial in this text, and they are huge. An example are the stickers of their suitcases. Sonia said, "I heart Las Vegas," and Peter's had his home address, his parents' home address, so that it could not get lost. It indicates that they have completely different life goals, and Peter's life goals is settling down, raising a family, and living a subtle suburban life, just like his parents. And I mean just like his parents. And to this I also have another quote. "Are you not going to have the seafood platter?" asks Peter. "I don't think so," says Sonia. Peter looks concerned. He orders his own meal without looking at the menu. Sonia, looking around the decor, says to Peter, "I doubt they've changed a thing since your parents first came here." Peter touches the flock wallpaper and says, "That's a nice thought." In this passage, it's indicated that Peter really finds it soothing that nothing has changed, and he's very much at ease in Eastmouth. He likes the fact that nothing has been changed, and he kind of sees Sonia and him as if they were his parents. That's why he also becomes concerned when Sonia does not want the seafood platter, which his mom recommended. In the end of the text, Sonia is at the platform of the train station, and she's looking along the railway, considering to follow them by foot just to get away from there, because it's Sunday and no train leaves on Sunday, but she cannot take it anymore. She cannot stand Eastmouth any longer. But she's interrupted by a woman in a transparent Mac, which refers to her as the Webster's girl, to which Sonia quickly says, "No, I'm not the Webster's girl." To which the woman in the transparent Mac says, "Yes, you are the Webster's girl." And this is kind of a symbol of the fact that now she belongs to the Websters, she belongs to Eastmouth. This is how she's known from now on. And here ends the story. The themes of the text are differences between people, identity, and compromises. This was my analysis of Eastmouth.